So with the Burning Crusade coming to the anniversary service very soon, we are about to head into the pre-patch in a few weeks over here. I mean, to be fair, it's anniversary and it's coming out on January the 13th for the pre-patch, and then we are going to play through the pre-patch, level up a Draenei or a Blood Elf. I'm leveling up a Draenei, don't know about you guys, but in the Burning Crusade, a lot of things are changing this time that might impact which class you're playing. A lot of people might be watching old videos from TBC Classic and think that, well, they're going to be the same this time. Well, this time we have Shamans getting a big change where Heroism or Bloodlust is now raid-wide, for example, so that makes a big impact on how in-demand Shamans are going to be. And if you're making a tier list, for example, Shamans could have been S tier due to the amount of Shamans you want to bring in the past for Heroism or Bloodlust. Meanwhile, now they might be slightly lower down on that tier list. It is worth noting that, for example, in casual groups now, you can bring one Shaman and have a Heroism or a Bloodlust for the entire raid, but in parsing groups, you still want to have totems in every single group. So like for those groups that really care about throughput, you still want to have like multiple Shamans, right? So Shamans are still going to be in demand. Likewise, raids are coming out in a post-nerf state. In TBC the first time we did not have this, and this really makes an impact. So for example, Arcane Mages will be way better this time than they were in the past. I mean, we can look at some logs here, and I'm going to show you some logs on the screen right now of pre-nerf logs from TBC Classic compared to post-nerf logs in TBC Classic. So in this case, many old videos will be made on the pre-nerf logs and showing you the early stage of TBC Classic. Well, that's kind of not what we are working with here. We are using post-nerf states of raids and bosses, so the boss fights will be way shorter, so more bursty classes will be performing better. Either way, I'm gonna make a tier list today, and you can tell me what your tier list looks like in the comments down below, and feel free to critique mine as well in the comments down below. Either way, most tier lists are made for fun, by the way, so for me it's a way to predict what's going to be good in TBC, and then when phase 1 comes out, we can see how right or wrong I was when I made this tier list. So in this case, we are going to be ranking every single DPS spec, and I will say I'm not only ranking them based on numbers here, but numbers will be kind of a huge deal, because I mean, you're DPSing, you care about your throughput, but I also want to like give people who play a Boomkin, for example, a slightly higher ranking due to bringing Boomkin aura. So you don't just bring a Boomkin for their DPS, you bring them to buff every other caster in the raid. And the same thing goes for Shamans, they're not just ranked based off of their numbers, but they also bring totems, and you really want to have multiple Shamans. So with that common understanding between me and you right now, let's rank some classes, and you can once again tell me how right or wrong I am in the comments down below. Let's start by filling out some god tier classes here, and I'm just going to start filling out some classes, and we will put more classes in after a while, and just talk about them while we're putting them in here as well. So I mean, the first one is obviously going to be Arcane Mage. Arcane Mage is going to be quite insane in TBC this time, and we're also working with post-nerf state, so Arcane Mages very likely are going to be topping the DPS meters, by the way, in phase 1, which might be weird compared to what you've heard a lot of other people say, and myself as well, before we knew about everything post-nerf, because people rank, for example, I mean, I'm going to throw a couple more up here that you might recognize that, well, other people have put up here as well. So let's talk about, for example, Beast Mastery Hunters. They should probably be up there. Destruction Warlocks, they should probably be up there. And even, not Marksmanship, but Survival Hunters as well should be up there in the God tier. And if we didn't know about the post-nerf state raids, a lot of people would rank it something like this, where Mage would be at the bottom, and you would probably have Marksmanship, then Survival, and then Destruction. Destruction do tend to get better the more gear you have, but now, knowing about the post-nerf raids, I would even say that Arcane Mage is going to be number 1. So something like Arcane Mage number 1, and there's another class that we haven't even put up here yet that probably should be up here as well. That's going to be Fury Warriors. So for me, I'm going to put it something like this, where Fury Warrior is number 2, Arcane Mage is number 1, and another like this, and then Beast Mastery Hunter number 3, because they can do a lot of DPS and also don't require you to have the absolute best gear, but obviously you want to have some gear as well. Then a Survival Hunter, then a Destruction of Warlock. I think for me, this is like how I would rank the god tier in this order as well. So once again, Arcane Mage, into Fury Warrior, into Beast Mastery, into Survival, into Destruction. And that's basically going to be the entirety of the S tier for me. There are a couple of other classes that could go into the S tier, but I kinda want to show you guys how strong these 5 are compared to many other ones. I think I also told you that this will be a DPS only tier list. If I haven't, well, I am telling you now, it's a DPS only tier list, okay? So we're ranking DPS classes here. So yeah, DPS classes and DPS specs. Let's get into the kind of insane, or well, in this case B tier, but it's basically kind of insane. So over here we're gonna have a Demonology Warlock, and we're also gonna have Elemental Shamans. They are both kind of really good. I also want to give a shout out to Fire Mages here as well, because they're honestly not bad, especially in Karazhan. But I mean, even in Mag and Gruul Slayer as well, not a bad class to choose. I'm also gonna give Arms Warriors a spot into this tier, and yeah, no, something like this. I think I'm quite happy with this right here being the B tier or kind of insane tier. Another class that you kind of can put up here is probably going to be Affliction Warlock, but in that case, like, every single Warlock spec is basically used in the top 2 tiers. I mean, to be fair, I think Affliction Warlocks is a very good choice, so maybe we'll put those up there as well. Alright, moving on to the C tier, or as I've called it here, pretty good, just so we have a name for it. I'm going to put Combat Rogues. I believe they deserve a spot up here, and some rogue mains right now probably will say that they should be up in the kind of insane tier, and that is okay, but I'm putting them down here into the pretty good tier, because putting Combat Rogues next to, for example, Elemental Shamans, or like Demonology Warlocks, or even Affliction Warlocks, doesn't really feel right, and the same thing goes for Arms Warriors as well. So to me, just doesn't feel right. Boomkins, pretty good as well, not just because of their numbers, by the way, but the buffs that they bring. I mean, having a Boomkin with a Boomkin aura to increase, well, the damage of spellcasters is pretty damn good. You also have Enhancement Shamans. They are going to be up here, mainly due to the totems, but also the various benefits that Enhancement Shamans brings to the raid. But also, well, once again, totems. The totems are not going to be raid-wide, especially as of yet. Maybe that's the change that is coming later in TBC, or in the PTR, we don't know yet, but Heroism or Bloodlust is raid-wide, but you still want to bring Shamans for their totems. Now, most people probably want to bring Elemental Shamans or Restore Shamans. Enhancement Shaman is like that third pick, but still, it's a Shaman bringing totems, which is quite important. Retribution Paladin is going to be pretty good as well, and also Shadow Priest. I will say, by the way, for Retribution Paladins, it really depends on you as a person, where you are as a Retribution Paladin. I think most Ret Paladins, when it comes to DPS numbers, are going to be more over here, like the top of pretty good. But I still want to give, like, Combat Rogues are really good as well. Boomkins brings a lot of buffs, and so do both Enhancement Shamans and Shadow Priest. They bring a lot to the table, outside of just their DPS numbers. So if you're a good Ret Paladin, by the way, who knows how to seal, twist, and everything else, you can even go into the kind of insane tier, right in between probably Elemental Shaman and Fire Mage, but maybe not in phase 1. Ret Paladins get better and better and better throughout TBC, and yes, like at some points in TBC, you are a top DPS contender, by the way. So don't look at this list and be like, oh, Ret Paladin is pretty good, I'm just gonna not play Ret Paladin now. They're pretty good, alright? But yeah, with that being said, this is basically my pretty good stack. So we have once again Ret Paladin, Combat Rogue, then we have Boomkin, Enhancement Shaman, Shadow Priest, and a Feral Druid as well. I think I'm quite happy with that, by the way. Then let's go into the last 2 tiers, and this is where things get a little bit weird. I mean, you have the OK tier, and then you have the Don't Play tier. It feels a little bit bad to put anything into the Don't Play tier, by the way, but it is what it is, right? Like, there's some classes that just, like, not play. I mean, to be fair, some people could say that you should not play anything that I put into OK or Don't Play, but for example, I would do something like this, where I would put Marksmanship and Frost into OK, because they are exactly that. They're okay, but they're like verging towards Don't Play. Because why would you play Frost when you can play Fire or Arcane and double your output? Like, you can literally pretty much double your output by playing Arcane compared to Frost. and there's just no reason to really Bifrost. But they're not bad on the numbers, like numbers-wise, they're just below Boomkins. It's just they don't bring anything. Arcane is better, and Boomkins brings a lot more. And the same thing goes for marksmanship, right? Why play marksmanship when you can once again play either survival or beast mastery and top DPS? And then we have rogues. For rogues, there's at least one that is going to be don't play here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Assassination up here because you could play Assa, but Assassination as well, not really that great. For me, Assassination is okay. Subtlety is a don't play. And both Marksmanship and Frost are verging towards don't play. But I will put them into okay because you can play them, you can do okay numbers, but why would you? But why would you play the absolute lesser spec when you have two way better specs to choose from? So yeah, that right there is going to be my tier list / prediction for phase 1, and let me know once again if you have anything else than this right here, and let me know what that looks like in the comments down below. I will say, don't pick your class based off of a tier list, by the way, especially not by somebody like me. This is just something that I do for fun, and I like looking at logs, I like looking at numbers, I like talking about classes, what they bring to the table, and I like predicting stuff and see if I'm right or wrong. So we'll see when phase 1 comes out where the classes actually ends up being compared to something like this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I also will mention, by the way, that I have a gold making guide for TBC. It's something that I mention quite often, but really, I want to help you guys make as much gold as possible in the Burning Crusade, and you can do that by having my gold making guide that you get through the link down below in the pinned comment. Alternatively, you can also get the bundle option for both Classic WoW and TBC, giving you both the guides for a much cheaper price when you buy them both at the same time through the bundle option. What I'm trying to do here as well, by the way, is to give you guys premium level service for a one-time payment. So many creators charge you monthly to give you the same service or even less that I'm doing here, and I'm packing it all into a one-time purchase. And basically what you get is these guides right here, or if you only get the TBC guide, you get that guide as well, but you also get access to a premium gold making Discord community, where I give you guys early access to videos, exclusive videos, and way more gold making advice. So, for example, right now we have 3 exclusive videos and a bunch of early access videos, and TBC isn't even out yet. We're not even in the pre-patch. So you're going to get way more exclusive videos, way more early access videos, both now, before TBC, prepping for TBC, and in TBC itself, helping you make as much gold as humanly possible in the Burning Crusade. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out through the link down below in the pinned comment. Either way, that's it, so thank you once again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Come by, watch me on Kick. I'm live every single day at kick.com/solheimtv. You can find the link to that as well in the pinned comment, weird enough. But thank you once again for watching. Bye. Peace out. Bye bye. Leave a like. Bye.